Praise the Lord, saints. I'm here. I'm doing Greenleaf on this evening, if the Lord says the same. Let me stop acting the fool. Tonight's episode, Greenleaf, entitled Revival. It was good. I enjoyed it. Let me get into my review. We start off with the Lady Mae standing in the midst of the house, and there's hustle and bustle, and everybody's buzzing around her, and she's just standing still looking, very Lynn Whitfield-ish, standing there looking, I don't want to say poised, but I guess that's what I'll have to use. But it wasn't really like a poised look. It was just kind of like, I have arrived, I'm here, that kind of thing. Somebody's playing the piano in the background, and Silverthroat comes through and serenades her. I don't know if y'all knew this, but Keith David's Instagram name is Silverthroat. And when I found that out a couple weeks ago, I hollered. It's hilarious. He's on his way to the airport to pick up somebody, and she's Lady Mae is a little shook about it, and I'm like, what's tea? We're gonna get into some tea in a little while, but it still wasn't enough tea. I need to know some more. But Sister Wilcox, I believe that's Sister Powerball, if I'm not mistaken, but she sent some flowers. It was a lot of flowers, honey. It was a lot going on. We scooch over to Sophia. Sophia's coming in the house. I guess she's coming in from school. And she's walking through. She walks over to where her mother is. Her mom is in there with, let me see, Pastor Rebecca. Now, Pastor Rebecca looked like Monifa to me. She didn't look exactly like Monifa, but there were glances where it was like, she looks like Monifa. So they're pre-gaming. They got some champagne and getting in the revival spirit. I'm like, now I've been to plenty of a revival, and I have never had a drink prior to my going to the service. I'm just like, but all right. And Sophia's like, I'm not judging. Can I have some? And they obviously ain't gonna get this baby no liquor. And then she starts judging. It was cute. It was a cute little moment. Charity is over there on the phone with her zesty homosexual producer, giving very much, no, I haven't watched it yet. I'll watch it later. And it's like, girl, if you don't stop lusting after these gays, like, Charity may as well just swing on down to the gay club and stand in the middle of it and say, I need Judy's immediately. Get me gays now. Like, that's like, what do you do? Why are you surrounding yourself with the gays, with the girls? Whatever. So, she hangs up from zesty homosexual producer Jabari, and Kevin is jealous. He's like, is that Jabari? Like, bruh, calm down. You don't even want to. Why are you jealous? Are you jealous because you want Jabari? Because he was kind of cute. But Kevin is much cuter. That man he is delectable. I'll be shook every time I see him. I'm like, wait a minute. Because like season 1, he didn't seem to be that cute to me. But this season, his skin is all peanut buttery, and he walking around with no shirt and 8 shirts and the chain. And I'm just like, this is definitely my flavor. Let me scooch on. Kevin got the son ready to go to service, I guess. We ain't seen that baby in church yet. We see Charity up there singing. We see Kevin sitting down in the audience. Where's the baby? The baby don't attend Calvary? Is he not a member? He didn't sign his new member paperwork and go to the orientation, or what? Why the baby don't be at church? Because when I was that little, I was at church. Photographic evidence. I was there. This is my mama walking out of the church with me slain in her arms. Wasn't I precious? Anyway. I really be setting myself up with these reviews because I be pointing up here knowing good and well when the time comes, I'm not going to want to edit and add the picture, but I'm going to have to now because I said it. But she says something along the lines of Jabari will be singing with her because Carlton is gone or something like that. And I'm like, you really did that man wrong. All over your debut album, sis. A mess. Let Kevin produce. You go from one gay producer to the next gay. Next gay producer she gonna have is gonna be Zesty V-Neck over on Empire, Jamal's ex-man. Like, girl, what are you doing? Whatever. Kevin asks, does she want to be with him again? Does she ever plan on being with him again? She's like, is you talking about sexually? He's like, yeah, is that so strange? Yeah, girl, that's weird. You're gay. What are you doing? Stop that. But they plan to do it tonight. And he's like, today, let's do it today. And I wrote, literally, they plan to do it tonight. Charity is definitely going to back out. Mark my words. We swoop over to the car. Ray Campbell is in the car. And I said, Lord jeez, where's Tia and Tamara and Lisa Landry? We got Ray Campbell with us. And he's going to be the guest speaker for the revival. Revival. And they driving down the street, rolling down the street, smoking Indo, sipping on gin and juice. And Ray Campbell looks up at the billboard and he's like, is that Jacob? And Bishop is like, where's Jacob? He says, up there. And they look up at the billboard and there's Jacob and Pastor Skank shaking hands and, announcing Triumph 2. And I'm like, this is great. Because the way Bishop treats Jacob, I don't agree with Jacob being over at Triumph, but the way Bishop treats him, he needs to have this rubbed in his face as much as possible. Let me see. We get over to they're having a house party, and they asking, what's her name? Margarita? Senorita, I feel for you. What is her name? The Hispanic maid. Anyway, they ask her to take coats or something like that. And I'm thinking, what happened to Lavita Alizé Jenkins? Where's Terry J. Vaughn? Like, last thing we saw of her was last season, when I can't even remember what was going on at this point, but she picked up the phone and the press was calling and they said, you know, blink twice if this and like stay on the line if this is happening or hang up if it's not. And she stayed on the line. But then they never came back to it. They didn't show Lady Mae like dragging her by her wig out the house. And where is she? They didn't show anything regarding that. And I'm like, we should have at least seen them suing her or making her life hell. Something, whatever. I was like, I mean, for you to have a celebrity like Terry J. Vaughn that just about anybody black knows, and the majority of the girls watching on tonight were black. For you to have somebody like, I was going to say Mary J. Blige, Jesus, Terry J. Vaughn, they didn't use her character. That's like having Wendy Raquel Robinson, Tasha Mack. That's like having her on the show playing a valet for 2 episodes and then she gone. Like, you didn't utilize your asset here. And I don't know if Terry had another project that she's working on that was a bigger, you know, priority to her or not. But it's like, this is really, I mean, because for it to have been a first season, you want people that we know. We know Lynn Whitfield. We know Keith David. Nobody really know Debbie Joy Winans like that unless you in the church. A lot of the girls didn't know Merle Dandridge because she don't do a lot of black stuff. But, I mean, Terry J. Vaughn, we know her. I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant. Let me scoot on. Ray Campbell walks in the house and Lady Mae gives a very, you know, a what are you doing here look. And he looking back at her like, I'm just here, you know, I'm just here so I won't get fined. Like, she's looking, and in that moment, when I saw her looking at him like that, I was like, okay, so she slept with him. Is this going to be Grace and Faith's daddy? Because I don't believe Silverthroat is Grace Greenleaf's daddy. I just don't. I just don't. I'm sorry. I believe that Silverthroat helped procreate Jacob and Charity, but Grace and Faith, they a little different. And it's no, I mean, my brothers and my sister are brown skin. You know I love your brown skin. I can't tell where yours begins. But I was finna go in. But I just really feel like, let me stop. We come in all shades. That could be their daddy. But Grace used to, I don't know why I made this face. Grace used to be in a singing group with Pastor Rebecca Monifa. And I was shook about it. I was like, she don't seem like the type that would have been in a singing group. It just doesn't seem. And that's something that, I know my mama used to be in a bunch of singing groups in the day. My mama used to be, she Latter Rain, Yielded, she sang background, you know, in a couple groups that didn't have a specific name, you know. That brings me to that story about Kimberell that I'm going to hold for myself. But if you've been on my other channel, then you know the story. And if not, I'm going to link the other channel down below. I haven't been on it in a while, but I'm going to link that specific video. But anyway, because I don't like Kimberell. But let me move forward. I'm rambling as I do. Monifa says she's going to send Sophia a tape of them performing back in the day and all of that. J. Anthony Brown swings by the party. I think that was J. Anthony Brown. I may be incorrect. I tend not to pay attention ever at all. So, but he sounded like J. Anthony Brown. Y'all let me know if it was or wasn't him. I think it was, but I just may be wrong. Lady Mae tells Ray Campbell that, you know, ask him, what are you doing here when I said I would prefer you not be here? And he's giving very much, well, Bishop Greenleaf called, and so I came. And they're toasting. And again, I'm like, I mean, I know, let me shut up. They toasted. And Bishop is giving tremors. And Ray Campbell spots him. He sees this man's handshaking, but he don't say nothing. The whole episode, he ain't say nothing. So I don't know if that's going to come back on us or what, but they made it a point to show us Ray Campbell seeing Bishop Silverthroat's handshaking. So I don't know. Let me see. Lady Mae, after the party, they're talking about how the party went off without a hitch. Ha ha ha. And I'm like, yeah, that's so corny. But whatever. Anyway, so Lady Mae is like, I think you need to go to the doctor and go see Dr. What's-His-Face tomorrow. And he's like, I've already been to the doctor. I went last week and I got my new prescription. I just didn't take it today. And she's looking like, why you ain't taking medicine today? What's tea? What's going on? Why? And he's like, it makes me sick, and I don't like to take it. I want it to be at my best today. And she's like, well, you out there shaking and shimmying and doing the stanky leg is not your best, sweetheart. Come on. And he's like, I'm sorry if I embarrassed you. And she's like, no, you embarrassed yourself. And I'm like, can you let this man have just an ounce of his pride, just a piece of it, just a little bit? But we scooch over to Charity. And I found this to be strange as well. Charity is on the phone and she's talking to the housekeeper, and I guess the housekeeper's daughter has been watching the baby and she won't take the money. So she turns to Kevin and is like, well, we can't keep asking her to watch the baby if she won't take the money. It's not right. And she didn't even put the baby down anyway. So what are we paying her for? And I'm like, you just said you're not paying her because she's not taking the money. What did you shook about? Why are you upset? She went from, we need to pay her to, what are we paying her for? And I'm like, if that don't sound like some of my family, I can't be bothered. Let me see. Kevin is looking delicious and smooth is the next note I wrote. Because he was looking delicious and smooth. And as I said, Charity backed out. She said, I don't even remember what her excuse was. I was just so caught up and I knew she was going to back out. I don't remember what she said her reason for backing out was. But whatever. We swing on to Calvary, and the entrance point of Calvary does not look like the rest of the church at all. The front door of Calvary didn't look like the back office or the offices. I don't know if the offices are in a different building or anything like that. And they didn't look like the sanctuary. And I'm like, what is the theme of the church? At my church, the theme, we've got like, the tiles are kind of like an off-whitey type color, and then the floors are green, and the pews, I believe, are green. I don't really be looking like that. And it's an overall, you can tell what's going on. The whole church is kind of, it flows a little better. And even in my grandparents' church, the color scheme throughout the whole church is the same. The sanctuary and the front door look pretty much the same. There's one classroom. No, there are two classrooms that don't go with the rest of the church, but those rooms were there well before the church was the church. So, but whatever. I'm rambling again. Let me keep it going. What was that? Where was that? Oh, Ray Campbell tells Bishop he's going to bring his son Aaron down to do a little zoning and see what we can get as far as stopping or pausing Triumph 2 from being built, and all of that. And I was like, I thought Triumph 2 was already built, but I guess I missed it. I guess it isn't complete. Oh no, it must not be complete, because Jacob was at the construction site last week when his mama said, you're being used, he's using you, and squished his face all up. Then we scooch back over to Charity and zestfully clean Jabari up there giving drama, giving blues duet. And it just looks like, and I'm always very, because I grew up in music and I grew up in the church and I grew up in church music, I'm always a little thrown off when I see people obviously lip syncing. Like, it looked like they were, let's pretend like the Greenleaf situation is real life. If this were real life, it would have looked like they were lip syncing in real life. Like, I understand sometimes in translation on TV things get, it shook up, but it looked like they were lip syncing. Like, if I were in the audience, they would have looked like they were lip syncing. And I'm like, y'all can't call Angela Bassett and get lessons. Just, what is we do? And Taraji P. Henson, call the girls and get lessons. What is y'all doing? But, I must be tripping. Empire didn't record tonight, and it looked like it didn't come on at all. And I'm just like, but I just saw a review pop up. So I gotta figure out what's going on with Empire, but we're not talking about them right now. We at church. Excuse me. And I'm just trying to figure out why she and zestfully clean producer singing booty to booty and shimmying and giving all of this. I'm like, now I've been to many of church services and I've heard many of artists singing and performing. I've heard several duets. I've sang several duets. I've performed myself. And I ain't never been up there booty to booty with nobody. I just don't get it. But whatever. The song was real cute though. It was real cute. Kevin is sitting in the audience and he's shook. He's just like, my woman. This other gay wants my woman. How dare he? I'm like, girl, please. And she was doing a lot of hair flips, a lot of this. And I'm like, girl, you're going to have a problem in a while. Your neck is going to, and that's going to be it. Bishop gets up there. It's revival time. It's revival time. Revival. Revival is about forgiving and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay, amen. And then Ray Campbell's over there looking like a preacher. And J. Anthony Brown gets up there and thanks the first lady and thanks the second lady for not showing up and says he gonna be a few minutes, and then he rolls out a long sheet of paper. And it's just, I don't be in the mood for comedy down to the church. Give me the word, give it to me right quick, and let's go, because I be hungry and I be ready to go. That's a real heathen thing to say, but that's me. Let me hurry up. I'm almost at 20 minutes and I am like halfway through these notes. Kevin comes by Charity's room looking like a snack. That's literally what my notes say. This man is just, is he getting finer with age? I don't know. And then they talking and Charity said something about Jabari, or she was talking to him, or she was listening to something he wanted her to listen to. I don't remember. And Kevin is like, is something going on between the two of you? And and Charity's just, she shook. She just like, are you crazy? And it's like, sis, you do look like you want Sweet Thing. I don't know what your problem is. Like, you look like you want him. There's no reason for you. I mean, it's strange that your gay husband is upset about it, but that is your husband, and you do look like you want him. But whatever. And she talks about, and he's like, I saw the way you guys were looking at each other in the eyes and yada, yada, yada. She comes back with, it's called performing. And the spirit. I, again, have been to several church services. I ain't never seen the spirit make somebody sing booty to booty. I'm still shook about it. I'm just like, what are you doing? The spirit ain't never led me to flip my hair several times. Whatever. The baby starts crying, and that just didn't seem plausible with the house being just so gigantic for her to hear the baby crying and it not be on the monitor. And then again, they've got all this staff and stuff, and the whole point of last week's episode was the mama was upset because the staff is doing everything, but then the baby cries, she get up to go get the baby. So what's the truth? In my Oprah Winfrey voice. Anyway, Grace goes down to Creepy Uncle Mac, Uncle Creepy Mac, as Lady Nika says, his apartment, and he's out there coating a woman. And we, upon further inspection, realize that this woman is actually like grown, like an old lady. And I'm like, what? And Grace runs up to her car as she's getting ready to leave, and it's like, he's a child molester. Did he tell you he was molesting several women? Dozens of them. They just out here. And Mac is like, stop it. Leave me alone. I'm trying to start my life over. And, you know, she's mad. And then he says, you call yourself a Christian. And she starts tearing up. And I'm like, I don't remember Grace ever saying she was a Christian. I never heard her confess with her mouth. Never. But I may not have been listening. I don't know. Let me see. Silverthroat comes through and says he found a silver bullet for skanks over there, and tells Lady Mae about Ray Campbell's son Aaron. And Lady Mae is again shook about Ray Campbell, and he says all of this about Aaron and the zoning and yada yada yada, and she's just like, oh, of course. And I'm like, girl, if you would just stop doing stuff that's gonna make you shook in the long run, the things are catching up with you now. You should have not been doing them, but this is your chance now to not be doing stuff that's going to catch up with you in a couple years. Just lay low. Just lay low. I feel like Bishop Greenleaf is going to leave her soon and very soon. Not like super soon, but I feel like in the seasons to come, they're going to break up because she got too much dirt going on. Because wasn't she sleeping with a man from last season? One of the deacons? I mean, not, you know, on the season, but in the past, wasn't it implied that she was sleeping with a deacon? Somebody let me know. Let me see. We get over to the baby. Charity is singing to the baby. Kevin is also singing, but it's not as beautiful as Charity's voice. And the baby's just looking like, okay, they're singing to me, I guess. And Kevin apologizes for accusing her of wanting zestfully clean. And then the baby starts crying. And I'm like, this baby's trying to tell you something, Charity. Trying to tell you to get back. That baby ain't saying it. But they, for some reason, the baby starts smiling. And babies are weird because they do be crying and smiling at the same time. And I'd be creeped out about it. I'm like, why is you crying and smiling and giving all the, you're giving too many emotions. We got to medicate the babies because they do. Please don't medicate your baby. Please. Oh, the door. The house door is locking and it's making a lot of noise. I hope y'all can't hear it. But it's on the automatic lock and it's 11 o'clock, which is time for the door to lock. So, but, the next thing on my notes in all caps is Kevin is really fine. I was really having a Kevin night tonight. The next thing I have is I like Pastor Monifa. She's jazzy. She got the little haircut. She's giving you like Monifa, but like in Tamala Mann's body. It was a look. And Grace is talking about, they were talking about, you know, one of Grace's sermons about grapefruit or something like that back in the day. And Pastor Rebecca Monifa is like, that's what got me to go to Bible school and yada yada yada. And Grace is like, dang, that's tight. But then they talk about how Grace she asks why Grace hasn't been preaching as much, and she mentions that she doesn't feel like she's called to preach right now. And that's not how it the call doesn't just lift from your life like that. But okay, girl. Then the police swing by and they're like, cease and desist. Stop harassing Uncle Creepy Mac, please. He hasn't pressed charges yet, but he's thinking about it. It's in his heart. Leave him alone. And we scooch on from there to, let me see, Ray Campbell and Lady Mae are having discussion, and I don't even remember what they were talking about because she was so taken by him. She was very weak in the knees, she can hardly speak, she loses all control, and something takes over her. Like she was shit, like she was looking up at him and giving eyes, and I'm like, girl, chill. Just chill. Let me see. I wrote that's Grace's daddy. I do feel like that's Grace's daddy. Let me see. The light, when Aaron comes in, they're in the office and they're praying and they're, Father God, would you please? And what's her name? The assistant. Is it Crystal? I feel like Crystal ain't it, but I'm gonna call her Crystal for the time. Crystal she got her head bowed and they don't stop praying and her head's still bowed and they're like, Crystal, what is it? And her head's still bowed and I'm like, girl, were you deep? Were you in? And she gets up and she says, Aaron's in. He's come in. And just the light, the cinematography was just really strange. And he walks in and they open arms. And I'm like, what kind of cult foolishness? It was weird. Let me see. Charity gets up there and I'm like, Lord, didn't let Charity preach. And she's like, good morning, Calvary. And I'm like, yay, Charity gets to, do her sermon. But it turns out she was just introducing Mary. And as soon as Mary walked out, I turned to my mama and I said, Tina gets on my nerves off rip, just immediately. As soon as she walks out, I'm just like, like immediately. She walks out and it's just, what were they singing? It wasn't Shackles. Gotta get myself together, cause I got some place to go, and I'm praying when I get there, I see everyone I know. I wanna go to heaven. They're singing that, and Erica looked cute. She looked really cute. I did not care for the little black and white piece that Tina had on, and I didn't like how her hair was red orange, but her roots was yellow. Get you some Wella T18 toner before you put the red on next time. Sugar, please. Next time you bleach, hit it with the toner, then hit it with the color. Please. Just please. It was too much yellow going. It was brassy. It was just not the look. Stop that. But anyway, what else? I'm doing too much. I've been up here 30 minutes. I won't be before you much longer. Shoot, where am I? Oh yeah, I wanted to mention... It took me so long to get here. I'm sorry. I wanted to mention that while Mary was singing, I don't know what kind of mixing and mastering they were doing, but that was not the original song. That wasn't, the key was, it was like a half step higher, and the breathy tones, and then they brought the drums up, and it just wasn't, I didn't care for it. Anyway, y'all don't care. Y'all don't care. Why am I telling you and you just don't care? Where am I? Jacob is watching Mary on the stream, and Carissa, I'm applauding myself because I've been trying to think of her name all season. Carissa Explains It All comes through, and she's giving, Jacob is like, I don't know why I'm watching this. She gives very much, I don't know why you're watching it either. Closes the laptop and takes it with her. And I'm like, that may have been his jam. You done turned off in the middle of the song. How dare you? Ray Campbell gets up and he's speaking, and my mama mentions his hairline and how it's done regressed, and I say he has a fine wine hairline. He has a hairline, because I mean it's not much different than it was on Sister. It's just a little bit farther back, just a little bit. It's just a little age. Let him have it. Let me see. While Bishop Pastor Ray Campbell is up there speaking, Lady Mae's over there crying. I'm like, what is you crying for? Why is you crying? And Bishop hands her. Let me stop. That was so rude to give y'all that shimmering hand. I'm sorry. But he hands her a napkin, a little tissue, and she wipes her eyes, and we go on. And I'm just like, what is you crying about? It got on my nerves. We get over to the meeting with Aaron, and he says that Greenleaf could file an injunction to temporarily pause the Triumph. Ooh, Jesus. I've been traveling today. I came from out of town, straight to work, straight to come home to do this review, watch the show and do the review. I ain't had no rest today. I'm tired. But I had a good time out of state, if anybody cares. But let me move on. They're trying to pause or stop Triumph 2. Aaron says they could file an injunction that will pause it, and they could keep filing injunctions, and it's possible that Triumph would give up. And that's really possible because they ain't got no money. That's why they went over to Sister Powerball's house and tried to get a little change. We swoop over to Charity, who is in bed listening to her record. And in this moment, I turn to my mother, and I let her know that I am giving own props for Debbie Joy Bidens being laid up in that bed with no brassiere on, because I'd be so sick. I'm so petty. I'd be so annoyed seeing the girls on ABC, Olivia Pope laid up in the bed with a bra on. You know we don't go to bed with bras on. Like, why? So Debbie Joy was over there without a bra, and I was like, hey man, realism. Let's give us, logistics. Give us what we need. But Kevin gets in the bed and he starts kissing on her neck, and I was bored, as I tend to be. And then she's just like, no, we can't do it. I can't, I thought I wanted to, but I don't want to. And they break up, basically. She tells him it's over, and he shook. She says it doesn't feel natural anymore, is what she said. And I'm sitting here like, when did it ever feel natural? Your husband been gay the whole time. It didn't feel natural to him. He was looking. Okay, let me stop. In this moment, we see Mr. and Mrs. Bishop Greenleaf, and they're having a tender moment, and my Mama Val, turns to me and says, it's just so nasty how she can come home and kiss her husband after what she did with her daddy. And I turned to her and I said, I was beginning to heal. I was starting to renew. My life was on the upswing, and you brought this back to me. She put her fingernail under the scab and peeled it up and squeezed lemon juice in it. I'm bleeding all over again. I am so disgusted with that. Like, I really have forgotten for a minute. I was just having a casual day, minding my business, and she had to bring to the forefront of my mind that Lady Mae did something nasty with her daddy. It's not clear what it was, but it was done. And I'm just disgusted all over again. Sophia's in there watching the footage of Grace and the girls. None of those girls look like Grace, and none of those girls look like Pastor Rebecca Monifa. But okay. I'm like, is this Faith in the girls? It look more like Faith. But they saying, yes I will. 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 Yes I. And I'm like, girl, we know you will. We believe you. Dang, it was on my nerves. Again, I'm irritable these days. I'm having some troubles. Honestly, I just don't feel good. We've been having tornado weather and stuff, and this kind of weather makes me sick, and when I don't feel good, I get irritable. But anyway, we at church. Sophia wants to get saved, and Pastor Rebecca Monifa takes her on up to the stage, or she wants to get baptized. And she tells Bishop Greenleaf she wants to get baptized. She's the only one who wanted to get baptized this service. So they have her down at the pool with an India Ari scarf on. And they dunk her. She's crying and giving all of that, and they dunk her in the water, and she lets go of her nose in the water, and I'm like, oh, because I could feel it burning. I just, I couldn't be bothered. But then she comes up, and I'm like, what's the point of the scarf? Because in my church, when the girls are getting baptized, we have on shower caps. We got on do-rags under the shower. You're not gonna get our hair wet, but whatever. And while she's getting baptized, Lady Mae and Grace are holding hands and giving, bonding, and I'm like, this is weird. And my mom in the background, what y'all holding hands now for? You don't like her? I'm like, Mama, please, just let them bond. Let them have their moment. And then we find out Aaron is the new Jacob, because Bishop is giving Aaron the Jacob's, wing or whatever. And he's moving from Nashville down here to permanently help stop Triumph from growing. And then we see Grace, standing in alone in a room, just me and you. I don't really care for Yolanda that much, but I like that song. But anyway, she's standing in a room, and I'm like, is she finna get married? Because the room looked very, bridegroom cometh. And I'm like, who's she finna marry? We didn't even see Rick Fox this episode. I don't remember him proposing. And then all of a sudden we see the lady cop, and she's wearing a suit and tie. And I'm like, she finna marry the cop? Shook. I didn't even know. And yeah, so they're not getting married. They trying to figure out how to stop Uncle Creepy Mac. And that's basically what happened. And in the preview, she's married, like officiating a wedding with somebody in that same room. So I'm like, I'm not crazy. This is the wedding room. It is. But yeah, that's all that happened. I'm saying that's all, like I ain't been up here 40 minutes. That's what happened on Greenleaf. I'm gonna try to see what's going on with Empire and get into y'all tomorrow. I don't know where it didn't record, and then it just didn't. I've been having I don't. Pray for me, saints. Just keep me lifted. Keep me lifted. Like, as well as comment, as well as surprise. Can I live? Can I live? Like, comment, and subscribe. I can never say, I said subscribe one time, subscribe, like, comment, and subscribe, and all the things the YouTubers say. And I'll see y'all for Greenleaf next week, maybe tomorrow for Empire. Again, not sure what's going on. Y'all can go back and check my Rebel reviews. I'm doing Potomac now, so y'all can check out that. Just watch my stuff. Just see what's going on over here on Rambling Reviews. It's mostly a lot of me doing this. So, yeah. Thanks to all of my new subscribers. I'm glad to have you guys. If I didn't let you know prior to, I'm Kay. Actually, I know I didn't let you know prior to. I'm Kay. If you stayed this long, thank you. And I'll see y'all when I do the next video. Peace.